Greetings and salutations, I'm Keb. Welcome back to this Let's Play of Homeworld. Didn't take me long to screw up. Not long at all.
Copy.
Let's see, you are harvesting, right? Please tell me you're harvesting. Yes, you are. Returning to mothership, I hope, with a full load. Yes, you are. Lovely.
Group 1 copies.
So yeah, this time around, we're gonna have more ships. I'm gonna make sure that some of these ships are safely docked. Like the salvage frigates. I'm gonna need a couple of them. But first things first, we're gonna do the research stuffs. And I think we want a couple of light corvettes and a couple of heavy corvettes rather than the fighters, which is what I relied on earlier. The interceptors do not do that much. Initially, I think. It doesn't specify how many hit points they have. But they pretty much have nothing. Excels at dogfighting with other strikecraft. Yeah, that's a problem, but unfortunately they also have strikecraft. And as we saw, they moved their carrier. That was the problem. They moved their carrier alongside their other ships. And that meant that the carrier guns would blow up our interceptors rather efficiently.
Research complete.
I could just keep my interceptors near the mothership instead, and that's probably what they're gonna do. You are just gonna be, let's see, guard.
Mothership.
Group 1 copies. Guard order confirmed.
Guard mothership. You are gonna have a sphere formation, if I can recall the button for that.
Strike group acknowledged. New formation acknowledged.
There we go. You're gonna be aggressive and offensive, and you're gonna be trying to defend the mothership. You're not gonna do anything else. As for the research, heavy corvette, let's go. As for our offensive group, that's gonna be corvettes. But we are gonna have 4 salvage corvettes in total. I don't think we're gonna need repair corvettes. But we are gonna need a couple of light corvettes.
Construction underway. Berths are clear. Berths are clear.
I'm gonna build 4 of those. Because those are the ones we want to fight the enemy fighters, right? Yeah, strong versus fighters. Now the corvettes are gonna be slower than fighters. But they're still gonna be pretty darn good. And again, they have a lot more hit points, so they'll survive more. I probably could add a few repair corvettes to the mix to increase longevity.
Insufficient resources. Research paused.
Yeah. But there are still more than 3,000 resources out there. That's the sad thing. We spent so many resources building ships and they got blown up, so yeah. Do I want to build a third harvester? Could be useful, but not on this particular map, I think. I'm gonna hold off on that for a moment.
Copy.
Instead, we'll just enjoy some harvesting. Oh, you already finished. And you're... Oh, pathfinding. Yeah. It had trouble getting through the asteroid. It just tried to go straight through it.
Paused.
Acknowledged.
That doesn't go that well. Okay, so 2 of them are returning. That's another 1,000 resources. We could probably harvest this whole area clean before we even trigger the cutscene and the fight and everything. Speaking of, we were going to build at least 1 probe, right? Just so we can further the storyline once we actually get the resources.
Group 1 standing by. Group 5 copies. Group 5 reporting.
You're going to be group 4.
Group 4 designated. Insufficient resources.
Yes.
Paused.
I know insufficient resources. We're going to get to that.
Group 2 designated.
Let's see if we can get this done.
Salvage corvette complete.
Mm-hmm. Send out the salvage corvette, please. There we go.
Complete.
Group 4 reporting. Acknowledged.
Group 4.
And I always group
reinforced.
salvage corvettes in groups of 2 for good reason, and we'll get to that next mission.
Probe complete.
Did we finish the research? No. We're gonna run out of resources
Light
before we
corvette
finish this.
complete.
That's fine.
Reporting. Copy.
Yeah, you're part of group 2,
Group
that's
2
fine.
reinforced. Research complete.
Good. Research is done. That means we can build some heavy corvettes.
Berths are clear. Construction underway. Berths are clear.
I want 4 of those. That means, of course, we're gonna have to wait for the next
Copy.
harvest period. And then we'll see just how much resources we have. Still more than 3,000 resources out there, so... Could build another resource harvester too. Strong versus none, yeah. It isn't exactly a fighting vehicle, that one. Weak versus anti-strike craft frigates and capital ships, yeah. But other than that, it's good against all kinds of... Wait a second, strong against corvettes and frigates, so okay. So we kind of need the light corvettes to take on the fighters, but then we need the heavy corvettes to take on their corvettes. And we saw that they had corvettes, they had missile corvettes, and missile corvettes kind of eat fighters for breakfast. Which we also kind of saw, so... And that's what this game does all the time. Each map will have different enemies, each map will be slightly different challenges, which means you're going to need a slightly different fleet composition. I do believe you could recycle your ships. Kamikaze is not the button I'm looking for. I don't think Scuttle is the one. Retire, that's the one, yeah. So you can retire your ships and basically repurpose everything. Speaking of, we could probably repurpose our scouts. You know what, let's see.
Copy. Alright, that's it. Retirement confirmed.
I want to see. This costs 70 to build. How many resources do I get if I retire it? That's pretty good, actually. So we lose 15 resources per one of them.
Group 1
In that case,
Alright, that's it. Retirement confirmed.
I want to retire all of them. Because these are kind of crap on just about for everything else. So I want to retire them and build a whole bunch of interceptors instead. So yeah, so we lost 15 minerals. So that's a loss of what, 20%? So you get 80% back on retiring a ship. That's actually pretty good.
Standing by.
Heavy corvette complete.
Confirmed.
And I remember doing this a lot, restarting the missions, because you first have to play the mission and figure out what it's actually about, and then you have to take advantage of 2020 hindsight and fix things. And that's what we're doing.
Group 4 copies. Group 5 reporting. Group 4. Destination locked in. Group 5.
Just gonna move them away so I
standing
don't accidentally
Heavy
click them into
by.
the...
Destination locked in. Group 2 copies.
That group?
Acknowledged.
Group 2 reinforced.
Mm-hmm. Let's get our resource harvesters back again. Let's see how much is left. Can we... Oh. Come on. I want the total number. Won't you tell me the total?
Reporting.
Okay, so I need to collect need to click on a harvester in order to see the total resource number left on the map. It doesn't compute the resources on board the resource collectors, I think, so... Does it? I'm suddenly not sure. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Go out, harvest.
Heavy
Get
corvette
everything.
complete.
No, apparently it does compute the resources aboard, both up here and aboard the ships. After all, because the number swung around by 1,000 here. Curious. I'm suddenly starting to be very uncertain if that number is the total number of resources on the map and the resources you have, or whether it is on the resources that are left on the map.
Assembly underway.
It can't be resources, it can't include the ones we already harvested. Because then it would have changed now that we built the ship.
Construction underway. Construction underway.
So I think I'm gonna build like something like 10 interceptors to guard the mothership.
Complete.
Then that's gonna be our corvette group.
Interceptor complete. Interceptor complete.
Reporting.
At least that's the vague plan. It depends on how much resources we actually have left on the map.
Confirmed.
Let's see, duplicates alt, that focuses, there we go. And again, I'm trying to remember all the hotkeys and everything. It has been a long time since I played this game. But I do love it. And there's some true
Local
representation of
resources
space, right?
exhausted. Fleet moving on.
Ships going in the upside down. Just because there is no up and down in space, right? So it wouldn't matter. Of course, in this game everything still rotates to the plane of the mothership. And that's pretty much just so that the human player would not be completely confused on the whole up and down and everything. But you have to remember, space is three-dimensional. And it is kind of difficult, I admit, to get a proper three-dimensional attack going here. Trying to go far above and far below the plane, but you can do that, and sometimes that can have some significant effect. And there are a couple of maps in the later game where that happens, where the attack comes from pretty much straight above or straight below you, and that is something you notice often a bit too late, and that can be quite devastating. Still, we'll get to that eventually. First, now we just need to harvest everything left on the map. And I'd rather do that now before the enemy shows up. Because then they're gonna constantly attack our resource thing, gathering operations. Right now we can gather resources quite peacefully, since you haven't triggered anything. It is a bit cheating, I know. But then again, so is reloading the whole darn thing. We did complete it earlier. Come to think of it, do you have stances? Yeah, you're definitely evasive, which you should be.
Group 9.
Oh, right, I didn't set the mothership.
Mothership. Group 10 designated.
Group 10 copies.
I remember that, I think H was the original hotkey for the mothership, but this wasn't in Homeworld 2, so... Then again, I could change that. You can completely customize the keybinds, and I might do that at a later point.
Group 1 assigned.
Ready.
Group 2 reinforced. Mothership.
Come on, give me the resources. It's another 500.
Berths are clear. Construction underway. Assembly underway. Resources exhausted.
What?
Interceptor complete.
Copy.
That's a lie.
Interceptor complete.
Standing by. Collection confirmed.
Yeah, they lied. There were still some resources left to collect.
Interceptor complete.
Don't scare me like this. I still need more resources if I'm gonna build any kind of defense. Then again, this particular mission, the mothership is...
Interceptor complete.
The mothership's own guns will probably be quite sufficient against this level of enemy.
Complete.
But still. I wanted to test this. Yeah, you're harvesting more resources too. We did build 10 ships. Let's see, is it...
Group 1 standing by.
is it shift... There we go, shift click.
Group 1 reinforced.
All ships of that type.
Group 1 standing by.
Okay, we have 10 of you. You are going to be... You are going to be defensive. As far as I can remember, this controls how far they want to go based on their current position. So if they're offensive, they'll move further away to fight. This basically toggles energy between weapons and engines. So you'll take more damage if you're aggressive. Or you can just be neutral. I'm gonna let you be evasive. And I'm gonna have you guard the mothership.
Escorting friendlies.
And you're gonna do so in a sphere formation.
Acknowledged.
So now all the fighters should just take point around the mothership. In a big sphere.
Group 1 copies.
Or at least they're gonna try. Well, I'm not sure I'm gonna call it a sphere, but well. An oval? They're basically gonna try to cover the whole, all the areas of the mothership. Which is cool, that's what I wanted.
2.
But I need to see just how much resources we still have left.
Group 9
That means our
copies.
harvesters. How are you doing? How you doing? And now the number has gone up again. And this is what confuses me all the freaking time. It might be... it might be actually a result of how much they can see within their scanning range. That might be it. And that's why we get different numbers. It can't harvest unless it can actually see the resources. Which means you probably want more sensor coverage than what I have, but I will. It's fine. For now, let's just gather all the minerals that we can.
Confirmed.
Still not full. And where are you going? Where are you going? You're not going all the way over to the Karsalim, are you? Because that would be bad. No, it's... okay, there are some small fields here. Possibly. Now, I don't think you can see them as well. Yeah, there you go. You can't actually see them as well here in this game. In the original Homeworld, there are some dust clouds that you can harvest. And there's one right here. But we can't really actually see it in the remastered version. That's, I think, has to do with how they graphically represented them in the original Homeworld. You can see them, but they're fairly transparent. There is, you can vaguely see there's a dust cloud here, but yeah. You can see them a little better if you zoom out. See them a little bit better. But again, with simpler graphics, they pop out more. Let's put it like that. So, okay, fair enough. There are resources there, and there are still some left by the looks of things.
Reporting.
So you basically harvest either resource asteroids or dust clouds like that. But I thought there were like 700 resources in each cargo pod.
Ready.
Ah, well. Oh, there we can see the hit points.
Group 1
Ah,
standing
no.
by.
So the hit points are represented, let's see. Do you change these numbers based on stances? No. Okay, so the stances are basic. And always the same. Be evasive, please.
Roger. Acknowledged. Copy.
Oh my, okay.
Reporting.
Yeah, the heavy corvettes are quite a bit beefier in terms of hit points.
Reporting.
Yikes.
Confirmed.
Quite a
Reporting.
bit. They're also slower. I believe that the green
Ready.
thing is the speed, right? Yeah, the probe is super fast, I know. I'm trying to find a fighter.
Group 1 reporting.
487 speed,
Ready. Reporting.
225, 245.
Confirmed. Reporting.
But given that the heavy corvette is pretty much twice as strong as the
by.
Light corvettes.
Ready.
I don't know.
Mothership.
Let's see. I kind of want more resources, but yeah.
Assembly underway.
2 more heavy corvettes. And then I think I need to reserve the rest of the resources for
Group 1 standing by.
once we finish the map. Because I might need to rebuild a couple of things.
Group
I know
5
I'm gonna
copies.
need these for
Group 5
salvage
copies.
corvettes.
Group 5 copies.
Absolutely gonna need them next
Corvette
mission.
Complete.
Group 5.
I might even need more than that. Salvage corvettes are 250 apiece. Yeah, let's finish this heavy corvette. I think that's gonna be enough units. We are gonna pretty much defend. We're gonna dock all the
Corvette
corvettes.
complete.
Let's see. Launch order. Stay docked.
Group 4 reporting.
You're gonna dock.
Docking with mothership.
And let's see, group 5.
Group
There we go,
5
group 5.
reporting.
Dock.
Docking with mothership. Confirmed. Docking
Can I
signal green.
tell the
Docking with
resource ship
mothership.
dock?
Roger.
Oh, dang it, I told one of the fighters to dock, didn't I?
Mothership.
Launch selected. Trying to
Roger.
get this to dock. But that's not possible, huh? Okay, I can't dock the research ship, that's a pity.
Group 1.
Again, you are gonna guard
Escort pattern locked in.
the mothership, you already have your stances.
New formation acknowledged.
Reposition, please. There we go. There we go. Now our salvage corvettes are safely docked with the mothership.
Group 1 copies.
And I'm going to add these 2 ships to Group 2.
Group 2 reinforced.
Local resources exhausted, fleet. Moving on.
And now we're pretty much just
Group
waiting for the
9 copies.
harvesters
Group
to
9
finish.
reporting.
Then I'm going to dock them as well.
Acknowledged.
And at that point, we'll be quite okay. It looks like that's the final bit of resources. Normally you should be able to see asteroid fields and stuff like that, things you can harvest on the greater map. But here we just have some dust clouds remaining. Right.
Ready. Standing by.
You're full. And is there anything left? Since I can't see the dust clouds, it's a bit difficult to tell.
Roger. Collection confirmed.
You still claim there's something. Where? We don't really want to trigger the whole combat sequence. And I'm kind of fearful that's where you're heading.
Acknowledged.
Is it? You know what?
Docking with mothership.
Yes, indeed. Dock with mothership.
Group 9 standing by.
I think I want you both to return at this point. Yeah. It was heading pretty much
Standing by.
straight for the mothership, straight for the Karsalim, or the mission goal. I didn't want to trigger that. Not now.
Group
Not
9.
now that we've finally gotten all the bits and pieces. What I'm not certain about is if I tell you to dock, will you unload your resources? Because all I really want to do is to have you unload your resources. I don't necessarily want you to dock with the mothership and enter it.
Group 9. here.
Okay, you have... Okay, fair enough. You don't think there's anything
Docking
left.
with
So
mothership.
you dock.
Copy.
So now it's just a matter of finding out what the
Standing
ship
by.
will do. Because I know you have resources. Will you use those resources or will you just... I don't know. Actually, let's
Boats are
build
clear.
2 more heavy corvettes. Heavy corvettes can take a hell of a pounding. And that's kind of why I want them. Even though they're not perfect against other strike craft. This is true. Can we afford to build 2... Yeah, 2 more
Assembly
light corvettes.
underway.
So let's build those, and we'll see. There's about 250 resources in this collector. I suppose we can easily check that. If the number goes up, then we know that it'll actually deliver resources even though it docks rather than
Light Corvette complete.
deposits resources. Should be the same, right?
Stand by for acquisition and transfer.
Heavy Corvette complete.
Acquisition and transfer, it says.
Light Corvette complete.
I told you to dock, so I'm hoping that's what you're gonna do. It enters. Does the counter go up? Yes, okay, so the resources are still harvested.
Mothership.
Fair enough. And I want you to launch the corvettes we just built. That. Can I click? Ah, there we go. Launch selected. I couldn't double click there though. I couldn't click out the ship type,
Group 1.
which was a bit annoying. But hey, we got our new ships.
Reporting. Standing by.
And now you won't let me shift click. Come on.
Roger.
There we go.
Group 2 reinforced.
Group 2 reinforced. Let's check their stances. You are going to be evasive. And you're going to be
Show no
offensive. And you are going to guard the mothership.
Moving into formation.
As for your formation... Oops, I changed your stance, didn't I? There we go. Probably
At ease.
wall. If I could like hit the right buttons, dang it.
Defensive tactics confirmed. Keep your eyes
Okay,
peeled.
offensive.
Show no mercy.
And there we go.
Forming strike group.
And form a wall. And that's just the default position anyway. Okay. I'm gonna take a break here. And we shall see. I'll try this again. Now that we have all the resources harvested, everything built, we're gonna send a probe out and have a look, trigger the attack, and try not to fight their carrier, and see how that goes. Thank you for watching.